Hey guys, it's me, Rebecca Jenkins, the multifamily trainer. So this week we're going to be talking about closing the sale. And I wanted to tell you about one of my favorite closes that I love to use and that I've taught hundreds of people and that they rave about its effectiveness. And I've coined it the Pickers Close because it originated when I got inspired by the American Pickers show. There's these two guys, Mike and Frank, and they go around the country trying to buy antiques off of people that sometimes they have a lead and they sort of know them, and sometimes it's total strangers. So picture a sales scenario where you have to roll up on a stranger, convince them not to kick you off your property, but instead let you rummage through their stuff, and then to try and buy something from them when you've known them for all of 20 minutes. Wow, that's so difficult. So what Mike and Frank do really effectively is they take an item, let's just say like this pen, and they build a rapport with the owner of the pen, and they say, man, this is so great. Yeah, tell me more about it. Oh, where'd you get it? And then once they have that rapport built up and they've decided they want to purchase it, a lot of times they close the deal by saying, I'll give you 20 for it. Do we got a deal? And they stick out their hand to shake. And for some reason, the people who own the pin, they go, oh, well, sometimes they do counter. And they're like, no, how about 25? And then they shake. But most of the time, like, yeah, sounds good to me. Let's shake on it. And then they shake, and that means the sale is done. And I was binge watching the show with my husband one rainy Saturday and said, we can use that in property management, but how? How does that translate? So I went back to my site, really geeked out and excited, and told my sales team at the time, we're going to try this. And they looked at me and laughed and said, you do it first, and then I'll buy in. So I took a tour that day, and at the end of the tour, actually, it was in the apartment that they really liked. I said, I think this should be your new home. This is available on whatever date it is. Like, let's make the deal. I think that this should be your new home. What do you say? And I stuck my hand out. And darn it, if it didn't work, those people said, I think you're right, and shook my hand. And that shake solidified. There was no question anymore. They were going to sign a lease for that apartment. And I've used it dozens, if not hundreds of times since that first time. And what I found is that it has a much lower probability of canceling when you close a deal that way. And people really, they like that old school professionalism of closing the deal with a handshake. And so as I've taught this across the country, I get a lot of responses back of saying, it's so simple, but sticking your hand out, it's almost like the other people just feel compelled to shake it. So a lot of people that I've taught this to come back and said they use it as a secondary closing tool when they're kind of on the fence, but they think it's the right move. They kind of use it as the real clutch close technique where maybe another close didn't really work well, and they come in with this one and say, I think this is the place for you, or it's that 2-bedroom in this location for $1,200. What do you say? And they put their hand out, and that person shakes it, and it closes the deal. So I hope this inspires you to look around you, see what can translate into multifamily that you're seeing in other situations or industries, and be creative, have fun with your closes, and if anything, just try this one out. It will result, it'll be fun, and you might be the only person in your market right now doing that type of close, so it might give you that unfair advantage. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help. Thanks, guys. Happy leasing.